Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream. My name is Gary,
And I'm Kevin.
and we are your lovely hosts. Hope you're all having a fantastic week so far. It's been busy for both of us. We're both still got a lot of school stuff going on. My class just started this week. Kevin, of course, is still doing all his educational material, trying to be the best that he can be. And we know that Kevin's going to be the best he can be because he always is the best he can be. Alrighty. Anyhow, hope you're all having a fantastic week so far. Kevin, how the hell you been? I know you've been busy, but how else?
Good. It's a little bit brighter now here. It's not as rainy as it used to be, so I'm really enjoying the warmer weather from where I am.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that it's a little bit brighter and warmer. High five. But yeah, for me, class just started. It is. It's not exactly hot yet, but it gets really hot in my room. So I'm sorry if you hear the fans, because I am dying. And also, my roommates are roasting a chicken, I want to say, so it's going to get even hotter. But yeah, hope you all are doing very, very well. Good old friend of the channel, Machu. It's been raining here a ton too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I forget where exactly you are, but hopefully the rain's not too bad.
I think he's middle of the United States, I think.
Middle of the country. Well, hopefully that doesn't mean tornadoes or thunderstorms raining. Hopefully it's safe out there for you, wherever you are. Hope it's safe for all of you. A lot of weird weather stuff going on right now. I think we're getting into tornado season too. So, but anyhow, let's go ahead and jump into the news this week. And up first, Lilo and Stitch is the big movie that comes out this week, next to Mission Impossible, and the reviews are positive, leading to a 74% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 54% on Metacritic. I want to go ahead and check the accuracy of that, if it has gone up or gone down real quick. But honestly, I don't know if I expected it to be lower or higher.
I thought it was just going to be like at a 75, like right in the middle.
So basically right where we're at right now.
Yeah, like a good Disney adaptation of an older movie, but new audience can see it, as well as like an audience like us, a little bit older, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's just going to be the same movie as the animated one, so I'm not in a hurry to see it, unfortunately. But we'll see.
Yeah, so the Metacritic has gone up to a 55, and the Rotten Tomatoes has gone down to a 73. So it's starting to equalize out a little bit.
Okay.
The general consensus is that, yeah, it's a good remake, but it's still not necessary. And I think that is fine. It doesn't have to be necessary, but as long as it's good and it's not like a waste of your time. I'm really excited because I totally didn't even know, but the director who did this is the same director that did Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, which I absolutely love, and I think that that's a perfect fit for him. So, but the movie does take some different steps with characters, and I think that is what can help to differentiate it a little bit. But universally, I'm hearing that the girl they got to play Lilo is fantastic. So, and the dynamic between her and her older sister is improved upon and expanded upon here, which is like, that's what I wanted to see, in another movie. So very excited about this, though. Probably we'll see it this weekend. But let's go ahead and pass it over to the next one.
Yeah, so next up, Guillermo del Toro's upcoming Frankenstein movie will be more emotional than a typical horror movie. I don't know what that entails. I have no idea.
Yeah, basically, from everything I could gather, he said it's going to be more of a personal story for, like, Victor Frankenstein, and less focused on the horror and scary aspect, and more so on, because, like, I guess he says that everyone's been asking him how scary is it, and he's like, well, I don't go into it saying I'm making a horror movie. He's saying I'm making a movie, and then it just kind of blossoms from there. So it may not be the scariest movie ever, but it is still potentially one that could see a lot of Oscar potential. So
maybe for makeup and everything like that too. I could see it.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe performance, production design, visual effects, a lot of the craft stuff for sure.
Gotcha.
Next up, really exciting news. Spike Lee's next film, Highest to Lowest, premiered outside of competition at the Cannes Film Festival and has stunned audiences and critics. Which we saw the teaser trailer for this last week. It is coming out in August via A24. But what's really exciting, and I didn't know this from the trailer, This is actually Spike Lee's. I don't want to say it's a remake, but it's his version of the movie High and Low, which we watched a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So Denzel Washington plays like a rich record producer who his driver's son is kidnapped instead of his, just like in High and Low. But it's kind of updated for a modern setting, which
Cool.
is
Very cool.
really cool. I didn't think we would need to see this, but I'm excited we're getting it. Yeah, it has a 77 on Metacritic right now, just from Cannes reviews. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one because I loved High and Low. I mean, for those of you who watched that episode, I gave it 100. It's a perfect movie. Really excited for that one.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what Spike Lee does a little twist to it, because he does some twists in his movies. So we'll see
to
how
make
that
it his
goes.
own for sure.
Exactly. Next up, Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns is in the talks to join Street Fighter, and Roman Reigns rumored to be playing Akuma. Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
Cool. Awesome.
Well, there
I
you go.
mean, I'm not a Street Fighter fan, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not either, but I know someone in our audience, Joey, is a Street Fighter fan. I'll have to let me know what you think of this. No idea who Momoa is in talks to play, and I don't know if Roman Reigns is a good fit for Akuma. From what I know for the character, I have no clue. But yeah, that's kind of the big news about that. Next up, Tom Cruise's next film after Mission Impossible is with Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, excuse me, the director of several films. I'm going to actually forget off the top of my head right now. I want to say he did Gravity, but I could be wrong. Let's see. He did Beautiful. He did The Revenant.
Okay.
And then also did Beautiful. And then a couple of other films. This one is said to be more of like a character-based film and has some comedy in it. He went on record saying that the only thing I will tell you, and don't tell anybody, is that it's nothing of that regarding his action roles. I'm so excited. It's an incredible experience with Tom and the cast, but it's a character-driven film mounted on the shoulders of Tom, which I knew he was exactly the right person. This is a wild comedy of catastrophic proportions. It's insane. He makes me laugh every day. The range that I discovered working with Tom is unprecedented for me as a director. I was so fucking impressed and happy. Which is really cool. Tom Cruise can be a very good actor when he's not doing action stuff, and I think a lot of people forget that. And I'm very excited to see whatever this ends up being, because the man does have range.
He does. Yeah, I mean, he's mostly known for his action movies, though. But some like Toby, I was going to call it Toby Maguire. What is it called? He's in Maguire. Something.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. I heard is very good, and it's a different approach that he took too. So
also like Born on the 4th of July is also a drama. Like there's a lot of stuff that he's done, and even like Top Gun Maverick had its action moments, but he had his emotional ones too, and they were good. So
yeah, really good.
I gave you this story because I did not want to say this out loud.
Yeah, because I don't want to. Michael Bay's Skibbity Toilet movie has started production. Didn't even know this was happening, and needs to be thrown in the toilet. I don't even know what this is.
Well, I don't know how there's a movie based on I had Kevin.
This is going to be another movie that everybody goes and sees and throws popcorn everywhere. That's literally this movie.
That's going to be this movie. There's going to be some sort of meme with it, and I had a stunning realization today.
What?
If this is successful, which it probably will be,
we're gonna get so many other.
It's the
movies.
death of cinema. I'm calling it right now.
I mean, hopefully it flops like the Emoji Movie, and so no one talks about it anymore.
Well, no, it's going to be bad. Critics are going to hate it, unless for some reason it's brilliant. And if it comes out and it's properly a good movie, I will eat my words, and I will say, you know what, that was a good movie. I don't care for the topic, but it was a good. I will admit it when it comes out, but nothing tells me that it's going to be good.
No, nothing. Yeah. Not even the title.
But it's going to make $1 billion,
which is stupid. So dumb.
It's stupid.
Mm.
On to bigger and better news, and then we'll take a quick break. Spielberg's next movie, which is the UFO and alien-centered film, is said to be old school Spielberg. Says one of the film stars, Josh O'Connor, fresh off an Emmy win. I don't know for what show, but this is said to be returned to closer to E.T. or Close Encounters of the Third Kind, so a little bit more of the kind of positive alien kind of experience, maybe scary at first, but then heartwarming at the end, like Close Encounters, or just genuinely heartwarming, like E.T. Who knows? But like those are two of his best films, and I love those movies so much that I'm immediately excited for this. And it's got a great cast. It's got, it's Emily Blunt is in this movie. I want to say Wyatt Russell is also in it. Let me make sure about that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for this. If it's like an old school Spielberg movie, that it's gonna go down in history as one of his. Well, he doesn't have. I don't know if he has a bad movie, but it's gonna be one of his better movies that everybody talks about, which is gonna be cool in 26, 27 when it comes out.
2026.
Talking about a Spielberg movie, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, 100%. And also, Josh O'Connor was. We just saw him last year in Challengers. He was one of the two
brothers
main characters. They were friends, right? They weren't brothers, but but yeah, the film's got Emily Blunt, Wyatt Russell, Coleman Domingo, Colin Firth, Josh O'Connor as well. Man, I mean, it's already got a great cast. I am super excited for it. So don't gotta tell me twice. But let's go ahead and take a quick little break because we've got some comments here. Luckily, we haven't had bad storms here. North Alabama did get a tornado, but I don't think it damaged anything. Well, hopefully everyone is okay. I know we have a friend of mine who I was playing video games with them the other day, and they were having tornado warnings as they were playing. So luckily they were okay. I guess they were close to that area. What is happening? Is it happening? A mean film. Yep. Skibbity toilet. Why did I say it out loud? If you say it 3 times, it appears in your YouTube feed.
No. Yeah, I'm going to say it now. Open up my YouTube, and it's just going to be that word everywhere. I'm not saying it again, so I'm saying it that word.
It'll be everywhere.
Exactly. But next up, Daniel Craig and Cillian Murphy are in talks to join La La Land director Damien Chazelle in their next film. Cool. I mean, Daniel Craig is very, very good actor, and Cillian Murphy. Put those two guys together, it might be James Bond. I don't know. Yeah.
So originally, Chazelle was set to be directing an Evel Knievel movie we talked about before, where Leo DiCaprio was in talks to star. It looks like Leo DiCaprio has passed on that film in favor of the new Martin Scorsese mob movie with Dwayne Johnson that takes place in Hawaii. And saying that, Scorsese doesn't have a whole lot of time left and he wants to make as many films with him as possible before he goes, which I totally get. Chazelle's still like barely in his, I want to say Damien Chazelle's like the same age we are, maybe a little bit older. So Chazelle's got some time. Maybe he's closer to his 40s, but he's so I mean, like, he's got some time. And so apparently that Evel Knievel movie has pivoted to a new movie, which is this one with potentially Daniel Craig and Cillian Murphy, which is said to be a prison drama. So who knows?
Interesting.
Alrighty, next up, Ari Aster's next film, Eddington, was dividing audiences and critics at the Cannes Film Festival over the last week. Which
Eddington was the police one where he's looking at his phone, right?
Yes, it is the so-called COVID Western. It's got a 64 on Metacritic. At the end of the day, not the worst score in the world,
but not the best.
Yeah, this movie is apparently supposed to. It's designed to be divisive, apparently, like, because you have people on both sides of the argument in the film, like we have in real life, and a lot of people are saying, like, if you end up hating this movie, the movie did its job. If you love the movie did its job. Like, it's one of those things where, like, it's going to sit different with different people. It's also a very different genre. We're usually only used to seeing horror or horror adjacent stuff from Ari Aster because he gave us Hereditary and Midsommar. Now we're getting. We had what was it? Beau is Afraid, which was more of a drama with horror aspects, and then Eddington is said to be more of like a modern day Western. So who knows? I'm still excited. I think Ari Aster is a very talented director, even when his films aren't necessarily the best. They're still very well made. So I'm still excited for it.
Nice, very cool. Well, next up, Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas, are going to star together in a horror movie called Deeper. And if you want to know the little synopsis about it, because we have nothing else, is Deeper follows an astronaut who encounters a terrifying force while on a deep dive into a never before explored trench. So, is it a trench movie or is it a space movie?
I have a very sneaking suspicion. Based on the synopsis, this sounds a lot like Iron Lung, the video game that Markiplier is making. Markiplier already made a movie about Iron Lung, though. So, I don't know. But it looks like a bigger budget. Potential. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be completely wrong. But it sounds like, and maybe it's not even underwater. It could be like, rappelling down a trench. It could be literally anything. It's a one sentence.
Down a trench. Okay.
Yeah, it like the Gorge, but on a different planet, I guess. I don't know. But
and not on Apple TV Plus that I don't have. Got it.
Right. So it'll be, if it's Tom Cruise, it'll be in theaters.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I can really respect about the guy is he's like, no, it goes to theaters.
Yeah.
But next up here, I know Joe, you'll be excited about this. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, is now scheduled to start streaming on Friday, June 27th on Max. So if you didn't get the chance to go support this in theaters, you'll be able to see it on Max, along with.
Oh, yes, with Mickey 17 on. Okay, is it called HBO Max or Max? I get so confused because they changed their logo so much.
Honestly, both the articles I pulled these from were different. So it is going back to HBO Max. They did announce
this is available to see Friday, May 23rd. I don't know if I said that, but very excited for this one because I will be probably watching it.
As you should. I think this is one of the bigger movies as part of the year on the more positive side of the review spectrum from audiences and critics. So.
And this is Bong Joon-ho, correct?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty, next up, we haven't had some news on this in a while, but the Fall Guy director David Leitch is in talks to direct the Gears of War film for Netflix.
Okay, sorry. I just sighed when I heard Netflix. So
hopefully
they can.
Just because it's straight to Netflix doesn't mean that it's a bad movie anymore.
I know, but it doesn't get me. It doesn't have, I don't know, a good response for me when it says, "Oh, it's going to be on Netflix."
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like a Neon or an A24 or even a Lionsgate. It's like, oh, okay.
The only thing that gives me hope is that Netflix just throws money at projects. So hopefully they throw enough money at this to make it look good.
Oh, they can make it look so good and so dark and gross and gore everywhere. That's what it needs.
If it can look half as good as the Electric State did, with maybe a smaller budget, 100% be good. Alrighty, next up.
Next up, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is the first film to be entirely shot on IMAX cameras. Very cool. He has the money for it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the entire film will be shot on IMAX cameras.
So is that a 70 mil?
First ever. No, not necessarily. It just means that it's made for IMAX theaters.
Okay.
There will be some cropping when you go to a regular theater. But yeah, I think he set a record with Oppenheimer for the most IMAX footage. And I want to say it was maybe close to an hour of the movie was in IMAX. This will be the entire film, which is absolutely nuts.
It's crazy.
Which, I mean, hey, you should be going to IMAX anyway. But it's.
I feel like he's paving the way for other people to go big no matter what, and that's what I kind of like about it. He's like, okay, we're doing these IMAX cameras, and if the studio pushes back, he goes, no. We're still doing it, the IMAX cameras, no matter what.
Yeah. And I think it's a good strategy to also get people back in the theaters.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Sorry, there was a delay, so I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Alrighty. Last story up here. Spoiler alert for a 2000-old story. But The Passion of the Christ 2 is officially titled The Resurrection of the Christ. Cool. If you're going to go see it, good on you. But this is, I mean, we got the part 1. Now we got to get the part 2, right? Hopefully this time it's not as bloody. No, I you know, say what you will. First Passion of the Christ movie is a very high quality in terms of production film, even though it does have some inaccuracies and stuff. But you know, we'll see if it ends up doing anything.
It's there.
Yeah. Alrighty, that's it for the news stories this week. We had a lot of them. Bond meets Scarecrow. Yeah, in prison. So
in prison.
Cannot see Roman playing Akuma / Gouki or Gouki. If this is true, he needs to pull a Hail Mary surprise performance, cause no.
Okay.
Another Tom Cruise related tale. Yep, about time to say HBO Max. It's going back, baby. Going back to HBO Max. They removed the most recognizable part of their brand name, and now it's coming back. If it didn't have the red hair, I don't want it. Oh, for Akuma, yeah.
I don't even know what Akuma looks like, so I gotta look him up.
Well, there you go. Odyssey is my most anticipated movie, 100%. Definitely most anticipated for next year, as of right now. Well, it's up there with Doomsday, because everything we're hearing about Doomsday is sounding real good too. So hopefully I can live up to the hype. But yeah, I think Odyssey will live up to expectations. I mean, even Nolan's worst films are still really, really fun. And so, you know, at the very least, it'll be a fun movie. And that's all I want to see. Never cared to watch Passion of the Christ movies. If I wanted to watch a biblical movie, I'd watch 10 Commandments or Ben-Hur, 100%. Those are much better films. Yeah. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into the trailers that came out this week. Big one that came out
that
this
Rebirth.
Week, that Jurassic World Rebirth baby, which is looking great.
I will say I watched like 3 seconds of it and then turned it off because I didn't want to be spoiled. So, but
I will say I watched the trailer. There weren't any spoilers. We did
Okay.
get to see more of the river raft sequence, which was the one that was cut from the original film that they wanted to add in this one, and that looked fantastically and horrifying. And Caught Stealing looks incredible. I'm very excited about that movie. We'll watch the trailer for it afterward. Excuse me. Zootopia 2, kind of a weird teaser, but we
it's
knew
just a
that
teaser trailer, right? It was just them running around the whole entire city.
It sounds like they're undercover and trying to figure out why this snake character has shown up in the city. Predator Killer of Killers looks fantastic, an animated anthology. And Americana, I sent you the trailer for Americana, Kevin, because I was really impressed. A pretty decent looking cast in that one. So, yeah, some pretty good trailers. Anything stand out to you? I mean, just Jurassic World, I think.
Jurassic World. I mean, I didn't see Get Caught Stealing, and Americana looked all right to me. But again,
it looks like another Coen Brothers Tarantino type adjacent film. So we'll see if it's going to be any good.
Yeah, we'll see. But you know what was good? The box office this weekend.
Oh, hot damn!
Yeah, it's Final Destination Bloodlines was $51 million on top. Good for them. Next up is going to be the Thunderbolts with $16.5 million. Sinners with $15.4 million. The Minecraft movie still in here with $5.9 million. And The Accountant 2 with $5 million. Cool. I mean, great to see Bloodlines up there. I mean, granted, it didn't have a lot of competition this week, so it would have been very surprising that they didn't get the top one. But for 51 million, that's pretty good. Yeah,
it's the biggest opening weekend for the series, which is awesome. Until recently, the highest opening weekend for the franchise was the 2009 film The Final Destination with 27.4 million domestic. And Final Destination Bloodlines had $51 million this weekend, but it had really good word of mouth. It had very good reviews, so I think a lot of people were interested in seeing it, and we'll talk about it in a minute because I went and saw it. So
I think a lot of people wanted to see Tony.
Yes, for sure.
For his last performance too.
Yes, and I'll get to that in a minute. But let me see if there's a comment here. A ton of fans for that Dun movie. That anime came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great anime, but I'm gonna wait for it to go streaming. I don't know. I don't like going to animated movies that are in the movie theater for some reason.
Fox Pixar, I will not bring up the comment on screen because it does have a potential spoiler in your comment. But the movie is still called Thunderbolts, even though they have changed the name on posters and stuff. It's still listed as Thunderbolts on IMDb, on Letterboxd, on Disney's website. That's just kind of a little fun thing that they threw in the movie. They've repeatedly said that it will be called Thunderbolts for forever. So, alrighty. But let's go ahead and talk about the movies that come out this weekend. Up first is Lilo and Stitch. A lonely Hawaiian girl befriends a runaway alien, helping to mend her fragmented family. Again, some pretty decent reviews coming out for this one. I think it looks super cute, so I am very excited to watch this one.
Oh, I'm so sorry you could hear that.
I was like, what? Up after that is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Our lives are the sum of our choices. Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. What a great synopsis there for Mission Impossible. It's almost 3 hours long, by the way.
Yes, I know. I saw that.
Up after that is The Last Rodeo, the new film from Angel Studios. To save his grandson, a retired rodeo star enters a high-stakes bull riding competition. Along the way, he confronts his past, discovers faith, and proves that true courage lies in family. Gotta love another propaganda piece from Angel Studios. And lastly is Tornado. This movie sounds super cool. A Japanese puppeteer's daughter gets caught up with criminals when their show crosses paths with a crime gang led by Sugarman and his son, Little Sugar. This is a Western, which is really cool, about a traveling Japanese puppeteer in the West, and his daughter ends up going to get revenge, which sounds fantastic. I want to watch a samurai out in the middle of the West. That sounds great.
Sounds interesting.
100%. Let's see here. Just watched Dead Reckoning last night. Still not as good as Fallout. Are you talking about
Mission Impossible?
The last one, not the current one. It's not Final Reckoning. Okay.
No,
I've heard it was
Dead Reckoning Part 1. This one was supposed to be Part 2, but then they changed it. So
yeah, I think they're calling that first one just Dead Reckoning. Then, unless I'm wrong. And Western, yep, it's called a Western. Yep. Alrighty. I don't know. It's not called. It is Western. It's not called a Western. All right.
In a Western.
And Western. Alrighty. You hear the change in the music. That means it's time to talk about the movies we watched last week. Kevin watched one movie. I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You 6?
3, 4, 5, 6 movies. So I will do 3. Kevin will do 1. And then I will do the other 3. So let's go ahead and do it. So my first movie is Final Destination Bloodlines, and it is the best film in the franchise. 100%. Nice. Because it's also just a good movie. It is very fun. I went in just expecting some fun deaths. I wasn't necessarily expecting something like truly good. But I was given a lot more than I expected. I think that the film looks really good. It finally feels like the film the series is in the hands of directors who can make a good-looking movie, and that helps. There are some great shots in the film. They play with the idea that death kind of Rube Goldberg's things, and it's really fun. It's also really damn funny. There's this goth kid that's part of the family or whatever, and he's hysterical and also kind of an asshole, but he is hysterical. The deaths here are pretty memorable. There's some really fun ones, and there's some horrifying ones. The intro sequence to this movie is fantastic, and I think it's probably the best one in the series, next to the freeway crash with the logs. I think this one's fantastic, and it means the meaning that they give to it for the whole franchise is crazy. You should really check it out. There is one kill in this movie though that is like the roller coaster thing in the third one, I want to say. In that anyone with a brain cell knows that would not happen.
Oh, okay.
And and here's the thing: when Kevin goes to see this movie, he's going to know exactly what I'm talking about because it deals with what he's currently going to school for.
Oh, wait. Oh, I can't wait to go see that then.
Yeah, it involves a machine that Kevin is currently getting his certification and training for, and is not physically possible, which is going to be really fun for Kevin to figure out.
I'll be the judge of that if it's possible.
Exactly. If it's physically possible, I'm never going into a hospital again. But yeah, this movie's a lot of fun. The only thing I really did not like about this movie is the main character. I could not stand her. I think that she's so unlikable, and by the time that she actually becomes a semblance more likable, it's too late. And I just like, it's not that she's a cardboard; she's just written terribly. And then in addition to that, I think the dialogue is also very flip-floppy. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it's really not. And I wonder why it does that. It almost gives you whiplash when how you can go from like okay to not good. Lastly, Tony Todd. This is probably the best send-off for a character and an actor that I've seen in a recent film. Apparently his last little bit of his monologue was completely unscripted, and they just let him say it, which is straight from the heart. And I absolutely loved it. So 77, best movie in the franchise so far for sure. And hopefully y'all get a chance to go see it because it's a lot of fun. Up next, I watched Chronicle from 2012. Anyone remember Chronicle?
Yeah.
Found footage movie with the...
I saw that on your letterbox and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot that movie even existed. And I always get it mixed up with Keanu Reeves's movie that starts with a C. So,
Constantine.
Yeah.
They're nothing alike, but okay. All right. I get you though. Yeah. Chronicle is one of the best found footage movies, and I think it's because it gives us a valid and worthy reason for why the camera can do things that it wouldn't normally be able to do. And I think that that's a very important part of any found footage movie, because like, whenever it's like an establishing shot from further away and they don't tell you why, like that brings you out of the movie immediately. This feels like it is incredibly down to earth and real. What makes this movie work are its characters, who are understandable, relatable, and likable, and then maybe one or two of them become unlikable. But it's written in a way that makes sense. While there are moments, like some of their moments aren't always necessary. There's a romance plot with one of them that I just did not care for. But they do feel like real teenagers in 2012. Like they feel like seniors when I was a senior. I was a senior when this movie came out. It reminded me of seniors that I was living alongside. I think the performances are really good here, especially Dane DeHaan and Michael B. Jordan. They're really good. The character that Dane DeHaan plays is so down to earth for a superpowered villain that it's absolutely crazy. The visual effects still hold up really well, though. The shots are also... It's crazy that this movie is directed by the same guy who gave us Fant4stic, which is nuts to me. But
with Michael B. Jordan again.
Yeah, right? Clearly they liked each other. But like this movie feels really refreshing in the kind of hero-dominated market we're in now. And if you haven't seen it before, I would highly recommend watching it. It is on Max right now, so you can definitely check it out. But time to go from a good movie to a guilty pleasure. Death Race 2000. Which, holy man, you gotta love some grindhouse cheese. This is a 68-minute movie, I want to say, made during 1975. It has a very low budget, about a bunch of people who drive cars from one end of the United States to the other, as like the most popular national sport. And every civilian they kill along the way is points, and whoever has the most points at the end and makes it to the end wins. And this movie is the definition of a guilty pleasure. It looks cheap, but that adds to how likable it can be. And also, it's the 70s, man. There ain't no gardeners in the 70s, if you know what I'm talking about. It's definitely pretty... It's interesting. The performances are pretty wooden. Like, even the main characters. I would say the only person that stands out is Sylvester Stallone, who is in this movie. He's clearly the only one that's really enjoying it and giving it his all. I want to say this is right after he was doing, like, porn stuff, so This is before Rambo and everything. What's most fascinating about this movie is the world, though. I would like to see more of this world and how it got to the way it is, because it's about a president who is worshipped like a cult, and he fraternizes with the enemy of his country because he lives in like Russia and China. Sounds a lot like real life, huh? Would love to see a modern take on this. It's a low budget, badly written, bad effects given movie, but it's so much fun. It's so stupid. There's literally a part when he when a character runs someone else over and it goes like boing, and I was laughing and smiling the whole time.
It makes the wrong sound effect. You press the wrong button for that one.
Yeah, someone pressed the wrong button in the editing booth. But all right, Kevin.
Didn't they redo Death Race 2 with?
They kind of did. It's a loose remake. It's not exactly the same story, but it is the same concept.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, my one movie that I watched outside of the Wheelspin was Love Hurts, and this movie kind of hurt, unfortunately. It didn't really. It wants to be John Wick so bad that it fails to be John Wick and fails to become its own movie, unfortunately. I did like Kui Kwan. I enjoy him in any of the movies that I've seen, so I enjoyed his part, but that is the only guy you really care about, except for Marshawn Lynch's character King was really funny to me, so I really enjoyed that as well. But everything else about this movie, you don't really care about the love interest, and you don't understand why you should care in this whole entire movie, unfortunately. It comes out at you really fast. It's like 10 minutes in and we get a love interest from his past, but we don't know what happened into his past, why they connected so much, and it just didn't get me interested. Like the action scenes, yes, got me interested because their action scenes are really cool, but the other character I want to really know about is the Raven. The Raven was a much better character than Knuckles. If Raven and Knuckles switched places, I would have loved the villain a lot more, but unfortunately it just comes a little bit short, so I give it 61 out of 100.
All right, next up for me, I don't know why this wasn't reviewed on my Letterboxd, but it is now. Moana. This movie's fantastic. It's got great songs. It's one of Disney's best looking films, particularly its water effects are incredible, and it's a great story. And it's really nice to see a film about a culture that we don't see too often, and I'll take anything I can get that's kind of new and visually interesting and different. What's also a huge strength are the performances. Ali Cravalho and Dwayne Johnson. I think this is one of Dwayne Johnson's better performances. Probably because I can't see him. But they have a really good chemistry together. They both do really well in their respective songs, which the music is a huge strength of this movie. The sequel suffers because it's missing Lin-Manuel Miranda. This movie has him, and it shows. I still can immediately think of, You're Welcome. I can think of Shiny. I can think of How Far I'll Go, and I can, I'm not going to sing them, but I could. I still remember them after all this time. And if there's anything I don't like, it's some of the childish humor in this movie. I do think it takes away a little bit from the movie. Like, I don't need to see a half shark, half Dwayne monster. Like, it's just kind of, whatever. But it's minor. I still love this movie. It's a family film. It's probably one of the better family films to come out in the last 10 years, I would say, or at least from the American side. So, yeah, I'll give it an 88. After that is Oblivion with Tom Cruise, who's been our favorite person to talk about today. This was the film done by the same director as Top Gun Maverick, Joseph Kosinski, actually. And I actually remember when this movie was first getting trailers and stuff. I didn't know it was coming. I wasn't into film as much as I am now, and I heard that a movie called Oblivion was coming out, and I was so excited because I thought someone was making Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion into a movie, and then I saw the trailer and I was really disappointed. But I remember going to see this in theater as a kid, and I really enjoyed it because this came out just after high school for me, and I would say it's fine. Tom Cruise is pretty decent here. No one really stands out except for maybe Andrea Riseborough. I'm not too into the characters here, but maybe it's the dialogue and the way the characters are written, but it's not the actual performances that are the problem. But the movie where it really succeeds are its visuals. The design of this movie is really gorgeous. There are shots here that rival some of the best shots in the best films of all time. Everything feels what I would describe as Apple punk. Like everything's like this, everything futuristic and like is like white and pristine and looks like an Apple device, you know. And the way that those contrast against the environment, which is like all burnt and black and soot covered, is really kind of an interesting visual description. And also the music's really good too, made by M83, who's a well-known music artist. I will say I'm disappointed in the films because it is too forward with its information. It really feels like the writers don't trust the audience enough to be like to allow you to ask questions. This movie gives you all the answers. It doesn't want to challenge you. It doesn't want to give you any questions. Like it answers everything, and I think that's a little unfortunate. I would have liked a little bit more mystery and a little bit more like, well, what was that, and then come up with theories. But no, everything gets everything gets explained, and it drags a little bit in its second act, so it gets a 70.
Okay.
Lastly, I was so excited. I just was looking for a movie to put on last night, and I found one, and it is now one of my favorite movies that I've watched this year, which is Carnival of Souls, which is a 1962 low budget horror film, and was made for $30,000, which is crazy. But this is a beautiful low budget horror film, and there's so many different ways you can interpret this movie. For me, after watching it once, it felt like it looked at two different mental health concerns. One is how you fit into a world where you don't think you belong, and number two is what could be seen as a look into PTSD and survivor's guilt, which is very strong. The performance here, the main performance from Candice Hilligoss, is refreshingly weird, and once you figure out what's going on, it's a really nice. It makes sense. She's perfect in the movie. She flows from elegant and normal to weird very quickly and very well. She nails the more horror-esque performance. Like, she hadn't done a film before this. You can't tell. The director is also in this film, and who is very creepy. And it's hilarious because he played the character. The two reasons he played the character is, number one, he couldn't hire another actor because he didn't have the money, and number two is because the role didn't have him memorize any lines, which is pretty fun. The film is gorgeous. Whenever they're on the abandoned carnival, it is. It looks so good. It rivals Hitchcock. It looks that good. It's very interesting. There's also this constant air of creepiness because it's almost like the entire score is done with this mixture of church organ and carnival music, which is it's so creepy, and I love it. The only thing that hurts it is the length. It is definitely too short, and I would have liked to have seen more of an exploration of the character Mary and what she's going through. But with a $30,000 budget, this is already incredible as it is.
And the director had to play a person in his own movie too.
Yeah. This movie's fantastic, though. If you haven't seen it before, it's literally on like everything. Yeah, it's on.
Did you know it was like? I was going to say, did you know there's a Criterion?
Yes, it is a Criterion Collection film, and it deserves it. It's truly great. Alrighty, well, that's it for the movies we watched outside the wheel spin. So let's go ahead and get into the wheel spin stuff. Kevin, your short film. When you're done yawning, there you go.
Yeah, my short. Yeah, I'm good. Is Satan's Waiting, and this was a really fun movie. I think this is my first Tweety and Sylvester short, which was really cool to finally see and find. But I like how they played it with the cat has 9 lives, and on his 9th life, he doesn't want to pursue Tweety anymore, so he tries to hunker down and go somewhere safe where he can't die. Well, you can die in a bank because they use too much C4, which is really funny to see. But it was C4, right, or something? Yeah,
something like that, dynamite or whatever.
But it a good animation. Again, can't go wrong with animation in the 50s. I feel like, And it gave me a lot of respect to Sylvester because I didn't really know him as a good cartoon short or anything like that. I just know he had a lisp, and that's it. So I gave it an 88 out of 100. It was really fun, and I enjoyed it.
All right. Right. My short this week was Pantry Panic. This one just didn't do it for me, unfortunately. I guess I'm already not that big a fan of Woody Woodpecker as a character. This one felt a little grating. The animation didn't feel that strong. Like the design of Woody felt off to me in some way. Like he doesn't even look like he does on the poster of his own short. It's kind of like it does get some points for being like refreshingly dark, but other than that, honestly, it just didn't do anything for me. So,
okay.
50.
Yeah, you know what didn't do it for me? The cellular device. This is a typical early 2000s action movie. The premise is very cool, though, where our boy Steve Rogers has to use a cell phone, and
Steve Rogers.
Yeah, Steve Rogers.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was in the movie. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, Jason Statham never played.
No. I'll talk about him in a second. But it's a good premise of how a scientist teacher gets held captive and uses her science technology that she has learned, which is really cool to see, to call Evans, and he picks up his cell phone and he's doing like I don't know you, blah blah blah, like it's the stupidest thing, like you don't believe me, stuff like that, like a scam call that you would get nowadays. And then he finally believes her. That he goes on this like kind of, not, I don't want to say rampage, but it's like he needs to get to her and find out everything that's happening. But then his phone is dying, so he has to go get a charger. Oh, of course, there's the big line because phones are the new cool thing nowadays. So, and it was a Nokia phone, which was pretty sick, not gonna lie. So it was cool in that aspect, but I did enjoy Jason Statham in this movie because he played a villain. He's not the main character. He wasn't on the screen the entire time. And for me, Statham's voice is just villainy in itself. So it was very cool to see him in a different role than I'm used to seeing him. So I really enjoyed him in this, actually. And I thought I wasn't going to get through this movie without some stupid little fucking punchline at the end. Like every 2000s movies has to have a punchline. And unfortunately, it did it at the very last, like 2 seconds of the movie. So I did not enjoy it. It was just okay, I should say. So 52 out of 100 is what I gave it.
All right. Had some comments here. Isn't that the one with the Lord of the Rings backpack? I don't know. I like Cellular, but it's clearly a 2000s movie, even with its flaws. Plus, the Nokia credits were nice.
Yeah, that was cool. The credits, yes, popping up on his phone. That was pretty funny.
Alrighty, my movie this week was The Jerk from 1970.
You were excited to see this too.
I was really excited for this because it's really regarded on Letterboxd. It's like a 3.8 or something like that. I had heard nothing but good things. I actually type in my score here.
I was going to say, where's the score?
I hated this movie. I do not understand why people really like it. Like, someone is going to have to explain to me why they like it. Because this is probably the most annoying movie I've seen in recent memory.
Ooh.
Like, more so than Legend of Ochi. And I thought Legend of Ochi was really annoying, too. This movie, like, I genuinely felt angry after watching this. Because it just was like, it's not funny. Like, none of this was funny. And I don't understand. Maybe I was in a bad mood that day. Who knows? I do know that you can watch a movie again and like it, or watch a movie again and like it less, or more, whatever. Maybe I will watch this, rewatch it at some point. I sat there amazed at how Steve Martin was reduced to this. Like, he's usually a very funny person, a very funny performer, and he's just not funny here. He's like, oh my gosh,
Is he trying too hard? You feel like
it can definitely feel like that. What also is, it feels like he is the asshole version of Forrest Gump. And this entire movie, you've seen Tropic Thunder, right?
I plead the fifth on that one.
No, I'm saying you've seen Tropic Thunder.
No, I've never seen.
Oh, okay. Well, there's so Tropic Thunder has a bunch of fake movies in it, right?
Oh, okay.
And there's a fake movie in it called Simple Jack, which is a movie that Ben Stiller's character made under like really bad recommendations, and he played a character like Forrest Gump, and was far more like way on the, you know, like, I don't know exactly, like he's mentally handicapped, and he went like full that. This feels like a feature-length movie like of that, and I just like it's I hated it. I can give it some respect though. It looks like the cast is having fun. I do think Steve Martin is giving this all the energy he has. Whether or not he's trying too hard, I don't know.
Could be a different story, right?
But the cast does look like it's having fun. I did enjoy Bernadette Peters in this movie. I thought she was the best part of it. But there's like a couple of moments, maybe one or two, where I slightly exhaled through my nostrils, but I never laughed once. In fact, I left this angry. If you like this movie, go ahead. I'm not blaming you. I'm sure that there's something in here that you find joy with, and I love that. Continue to like this movie. I just did not, for any reason. So yeah. You either like The Jerk or hate it. There is no middle. Never got the appeal, and it was Steve's first movie off a skid of his. The only thing I remember was I was born a black. Yeah, he's raised with like a black family in this movie, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like it just adds to his unlikability. Like, oh man, I hated it. Hated it. My parents did too. I was like, oh yeah, my parents love Steve Martin. Maybe they'll watch this movie with me.
Did you watch it with your parents?
No, I talked to them and I was like, oh yeah, I have to watch this movie. Maybe you've seen it before. It's called The Jerk. And they're like, oh my god, I'm sorry. And I was just like, oh shit. Like,
that's
my parents and I don't always agree on films, so I was like, maybe I'll like it, but no, I did not. But alrighty, let's go ahead and get to the fun part, Kevin, which is
the Wheel of Fate.
The Wheel of Fate. Does anyone have any suggestions they would like to see added to the wheel? Kevin, I know Nadia hasn't been on here for a while, but has she given you any movies for the list?
No, she has not. I think she thinks we have too many.
Oh, gotcha. We do have a lot.
But,
we do certainly have a lot.
we almost have 300.
Almost again. But if anyone does have any suggestions they want to put on here, we'll go ahead and give you another minute and a half. So get those in. I think Joey said he was going to give us some shorts. We are.
Yeah, this week he said.
Yeah, we are running a little low on shorts. Yep, there they are. All right, let me go ahead and copy this. All righty. So let's see here. We have Knock Knock. Okay. Kitty Cornered. I feel like I've said that one before. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. There we go. Toy Tinkers.
It's spelled wrong. That's why it's.
it was the hypo. I actually like this one. The hypochondry cat. I've seen that one before. I don't know if I've reviewed it. Droopy's Double. I know Kevin's really been enjoying the Droopy stuff, so hopefully he gets it.
It's Droopy's Double Trouble.
Double Trouble. Excuse me. Pardon. Droopy's Double Trouble. And then Pink Plunk Plank. Trying to say that 6 times in a row, Kevin.
Nope. I dyslexied it already, so we're good.
He plays the fifth. All right, it has been a minute and a half, so we'll go ahead and spin the wheel. Kevin, let's get you a short.
Short.
Let's go. And it is. Is it going to land on one? No. That's my mom something. Let's see here. That's my mommy.
That's my mommy. That's my jam.
That's what I say every day. That's my mommy. I actually don't say that. That'd be very creepy. All right, let's shuffle it up, and we'll get my short this week. Come on, Stalker. Nope. The leg ham something. The leghorn blows at midnight. Is my short.
That might be a leghorn one.
Hopefully, it's a foghorn. I see.
Yeah, that one.
Gotta love me some foghorn. Alrighty, Kevin, let's get you a film.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a little laggy right now, but go for it.
All right, let's go. And Kevin's movie this week is Hush.
Oh, okay.
Is in fact a horror film.
It is. I think Nadia put that down.
One that I've been very excited to watch, so I am jealous. All right, we'll go ahead and shuffle it up here and get my film. Joey says, That's My Mommy is a Tom and Jerry short, and it's heartwarming in the end.
We'll see about that.
That's a short. So I actually have to move that to the front. 1 second. I don't know why that was at the end. Alrighty, let me shuffle it up. We'll spin again. I think Hush is on Netflix. So.
It's not anymore. It's just on Tubi.
And it's a Kevin movie. I've already seen and reviewed Sausage Party. And it is going to be another Kevin movie. I've seen Christine. That rhymed. Go ahead and try it again. It'd be really funny if it lands on a Kevin's choice.
I have the movie if it does.
Draft Day. Great.
Oh, great. You're going to love that one.
Great. Sports. Yay.
Yay, sports. Hey, that one's on Netflix for you.
Oh, there we go. I don't have to rent it. Thank God. At the NFL
it's a 2-hour sports movie, too.
It's an hour and 50. You're fine. Or I'm fine.
Have you looked at the cast?
I'm looking here. Kevin Costner, Jennifer Garner, Dennis Leary, Chadwick Boseman, Sam Elliott. Wait. It's got P. Diddy. It's a horror movie after all. He just plays a character apparently. It's also got Sam Elliott in it. It's got a lot of people and P. Diddy. So, and Tom Welling. Wow, man. The number one review on Letterboxd says there's a young man with a bright future ahead of him in this one.
Which one?
I don't know.
I think they mean Chadwick.
Oh, this was a while ago. I don't know who they're talking about. I think they're talking about Chadwick Boseman, maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
But Diddy's in here, so that review's from a couple years ago, though. So I don't know. Kevin Costner calls a guy a pancake-eating motherfucker in this one. I'm not really sure how that's an insult, but it deserves a half-star bump. Well, alrighty, that made it far more. And actually, the whole draft process is kind of interesting to me. So I am excited to at least check that aspect out of it. And it's got Diddy, so that's at least somewhat interesting. But of course, the movies for this week. Kevin will be watching the short "That's My Mommy," Tom and Jerry one, and we'll be watching the film Hush, which I'm jealous of now. And I will be watching the short "The Leghorn Blows at Midnight" and the film Draft Day from 2014, starring everyone's favorite body oil salesman, P. Diddy. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us this week. Of course, we do have a brand new movie club coming out this Friday, which will be on Dog Day afternoon, which we are very excited because I finally get to have Kevin watch this one. That'll be on Friday at 4 a.m. And of course, this show goes live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, make sure you subscribe because I have a bunch of videos that I'm kind of developing in the pipeline right now. I want to get back to doing those top 10s that everyone seemed to really enjoy. So anyhow, thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen. Bye, everyone.